Hello and welcome to my new moon in Cancer reading. We are going to kick off with the fire signs. So check out the description below. You can skip directly to your reading. Enjoy! Okay, so we are going to start off with Aries. Let's see what this new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse is bringing for you guys. What are some things you need to focus on? Maybe let go of, heal. I feel with this new moon and the solar eclipse, it's definitely a time to, it's like a reset button. And it's gonna set the tone for the direction of the rest of your year. So this reading is for Aries, for the new moon in Cancer, as well as solar eclipse. Love, 10 of air, and 7 of earth. So for you guys, Aries, so it feels that this has to do, of course, with love. It seems that wherever this is affecting you, whether it's self-love, a partnership, some kind of healing, you guys are feeling stagnant, stuck. Maybe you have had high expectations of a relationship or a person. This could even be regarding yourself. And it hasn't moved as quickly in the direction that you had hoped for. It seems like you're stuck, you're stagnant, you're just reflecting and analyzing the events that took place so that you can move forward in the best way possible, because it seems like you've kind of hit a sort of rock bottom, and like you've hit a point of no return. You've hit an ending. And even though it may have been stressful, it may have made you feel very vulnerable. It may have put you in a very vulnerable place, in a very raw, emotional state. With the 7 of earth, I do see that you're hopeful, and maybe you can see the lesson or why that transpired the way that it did, and turn a bad situation or a very emotional situation into a graceful ending and an end to old ways of thinking. That's kind of like the positive situation out of this, is that it's only up from here. And you should be grateful for the lessons that you've learned that can free you from those patterns that are no longer serving you. And maybe in the future, you can respond differently to a challenging situation because of the growth and the wisdom that you got from this one. I'm actually going to pull a clarifier card. I'm feeling drawn to pull a clarifying card. So, Chariot. Maybe you've just been having a hard time seeing the unity in all things and seeing the magic, and you've just been caught up in your everyday life. You haven't really felt connected. You haven't been feeling the magic, that is all around, spirit, unconditional love. You haven't been feeling high vibes, and now it's a time to step back and see that maybe the problem lies in your perception. Instead of focusing only on the obstacles that you have faced, how hard you've worked, it's time to take a different perspective and look at it as all of those obstacles and all of that work you've done is a part of the victory that you're going to experience. You have to learn to look at all aspects of life. This is essential to your growth. You may have fallen, you may have reached rock bottom, but you're going to rise. You're going to experience freedom, fearlessness, and to live truthfully and passionately. So let's use the Wildwood Tarot. I'm gonna pull 3 more cards for you. Oop, I think that one wants to come out. Let's pull 3 more cards. Oop, one of them fell. I'll grab that one and okay, so you got 7 of Bows, clearance, 9 of Vessels, generosity, and the Woodward. So again, it's reflecting again. This is a time to make decisions, to choose priorities, and focus on what it is that you actually need right now in your life, and what it's time to dispose of, what you need to cut away. You know, you're reflecting on the changes that need to be made. What is worn out? What is broken? What is no longer meeting your needs? It is time for you to rethink and relearn. Definitely hitting that reset button. We have to realize that change and growth, this is all a natural part of the process. And although this renewal can bring pain, because sometimes change brings pain, it's time for you to shift perspective and look at it as a positive thing. It's clearance. You have to clear out the old to make space for the new. You have to welcome and accept the change. You see, this card shows a bow that has been worn out, broken, splintered. It no longer works. There's no purpose for it anymore. So now new ones are being built. It's time for you to let go of what's old, broken, and create new ones that are going to help you move forward. So then you have 9 of Vessels, generosity. So this card talks about reminding us that life is cyclical in nature. And when we're happy and we're enjoying the current moments, that happiness itself is a product of previous hardship and effort. It's telling you that a way for you to find relief is through generosity. Help others face hard times. Gift others and be selfless with goodwill and just common humanity. Acknowledge that you are just a channel for abundance to flow through you and into others' lives. This generosity comes to you tenfold as long as you're doing it from a place of generosity. Blessings will surround you and you're welcoming abundance into your own life because what you put out is what you get back. So be kind with others, as kind as you possibly can. If there's an opportunity for you to help somebody, for you to give advice, for you to be there for someone, this is the time to do so. Not only is it gonna welcome abundance into your space and healing, but it's also gonna propel you forward. You're gonna get to take everything, all of the hardships and all of the lessons, and transmute that into something positive. It is kind of like the beginning of a new wisdom that you're gonna have to take with you on your journey. And this love card, because of the lion, reminds me of strength. And in this tarot deck, this is the strength card. And that card is signifying the balance between patience and love and the emotions of anger and hate. It symbolizes the inner power that comes from facing fear and understanding the nature of darkness. It's an inner strength that comes from those experiences and that awareness. It's a time for you to be strong and stand firm, be fierce, passionate, so that inspiration can continue to come through. This is directly from the book. Through adversity or the process of rebalancing in life, we find courage within ourselves that flows from an unknown source. And sometimes that courage has to do with facing unavoidable truth or dealing with a person or problem that no amount of physical confrontation or emotional bravery will resolve. The strength is drawn from nature's inherent power to renew and overcome. Sometimes, when faced with a challenging situation, we must find our own inner backstop, the point from which we will not retreat or from which we can move forward with quiet confidence. It has to do with calm, resolute strength. It shows that he's found control of his strength. See how he has this bloody spear and on his head, he obviously, killed that animal to have warmth or protection. But then he also is also not gonna sit there and be mindless in his aggression. Whenever he acts with that type of passionate strength, it's with reason and it is contained. So he's not weak, but he's not going to be arrogant and out of control either. It's a kind of quiet, humble type of strength that you need to have within yourself. Don't view yourself as a victim. This new moon is a perfect time for you to reflect what that is no longer serving, that you need to let go of. You can show your strength in other ways that are not as aggressive. Take all of the hardships, rough times. Don't let it harden you. Don't let it make you a beast. But harness that and turn it into wisdom. Let it grow you. Learn from it. Be kind. Be kind. I feel like that's really what's going to help you feel better. It's just being very generous, very kind to others. And that energy is going to come right back to you. You're going to feel, emotionally content and well. That's what's going to help you bring that peace. Go back up from this downfall that you may have experienced. Just have this inner knowingness that you're a strong individual. You can handle a lot. But that doesn't mean that you have to show it in an aggressive way and show it outwardly so that people can know that you're strong. Even if you come across as being passive and humble, you still own that strength inside. And it's even stronger that when it's just something that you know in your heart and yourself. This doesn't have to be something that you have to externalize and scream to the world and take all of these negative things that maybe have happened to you and act out. Let it strengthen you. You can move forward on your path and be more wise. Okay, guys. I hope this reading has served you during this time. If you need help reflecting and finding what are the things that need to be reset and replaced, I recommend journaling. Getting all your thoughts out on paper sometimes help where you're at mentally. Things will probably start coming up for you. And you can extract meaning from, any synchronicities. This new moon is in Cancer, so it's very intuitive. So as long as you allow, it'll become clear in what areas you need to hit the reset button. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I will see you for the full moon phase. So much love to you all. Bye, Aries. Hi, Leo. Welcome to your new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse reading. Let's see what's coming up for you guys during these times, these very special and important times, you guys. It is, we are midway through the year. So these energies that are coming up now are pretty much what's going to be setting the tone for the second half of the year. So let's see what comes up for you. The Hierophant, Magician, okay, and Four of Earth. So the Hierophant for me represents traditions, looking to your ancestors or elders, the way things have been previously done, learning from that, drawing wisdom from that. It can also relate to rituals and commitment. So maybe it's time for you to commit to a spiritual practice. Time for you to ensure conscious contact to a higher power. You can do a daily practice of meditation or just have a gratitude journal that you write in every day. Say your positive affirmations. Just something that you can stick to that is going to be beneficial for you at this time. It's a time for learning and being open to messages or advice from those that have more experience than you, those that can give you insight into something, those that can provide wisdom about something for you. So it's a good time for learning all things that have to do with your spiritual well-being. It's time for you to start extracting meaning out of the things that show up for you, the things that happen to you, synchronicities that come up, things that you're like, was that a coincidence? Or did that happen on purpose? Did that happen for a reason? Was that a sign? You know, those things, it's time for you to really tap into that, because I feel like you're being very connected or in tune with your creative power. There are choices and direction for you to take right now, but you have to let yourself be a clear channel in order to really benefit from this as best as you can. This has the potential to be a very powerful time for you, a very spiritually charged time for you to step into your creative power and see your role in your reality and how it relates directly to you. Everything that you experience, how it relates to you. The Four of Earth is showing me that it's time for you to take ownership over your experiences, to trust in a solid foundation, which is reiterated to me by the Hierophant. Finding foundations, building strong foundations. You have to have a balance between wanting to be in charge and maintaining control with blocking change, because right now it seems to me like it's a very enlightening time for you, like a deep spiritual awakening or spiritual progression is happening, and it may be to the point that it can be a little bit overwhelming and you may be kind of stagnating or, resisting this flow, because maybe subconsciously you're trying to maintain something or you're wanting for things to stay the same. You're setting limits on yourself when right now should be a time for you to kind of just chill, relax, and flow. It seems to me like this new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse is coming on super heavy on the spiritual front. And let's not forget that Cancer, new moon in Cancer, and we're in Cancer season, obviously. This is a very emotionally charged time. The moon is in its home planet in Cancer. So sometimes, especially for fire signs like you, Leo, this can be overwhelming sometimes. And then you just want to kind of like grasp and hold on to things and not, you don't want things to get too shaken up. You're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Where is this going? Where is this going? This is too much. I need to hold on. But right now is a time for you to just allow, relax, learn, stick to traditions, rituals, commit to things that are going to be beneficial for your spiritual growth and well-being. Get messages from those older than you, from, family members, ancestors, so that you can take that wisdom and put it into your creative personal power and use it to manifest. Because life is what you make it. Okay, so let's get some clarifiers, get some further insight on how you can successfully navigate through these highly charged emotional times. Got Six of Bows, abundance, yes, abundance of that spiritual energy coming your way right now for this Leo reading. Okay. Got the World Tree and Nine of Bows, respect. Okay. So it's a time to finally reap the rewards of any work that you've been putting in, receive gifts, and just allow this generous feeling of well-being to flow freely around you. And as a result of you feeling this abundance and this celebration, you're bringing that to others too, which only encourages more of that energy, right? It's a feeling of satisfaction, a feeling of celebration, a feeling of victory. Totally allow yourself to enjoy these feelings. Accept the blessings of any changes that might occur in your life right now. So any new wisdom or things that you acquire, make sure to share the wealth with others too. And then we got the World Tree. This is representing a leveling up, an end to one cycle and the beginning to another one. And the fact that it came out here with the Magician is just further enforcing that for this card. There's a growing process that you have probably been experiencing that may have brought inner gifts and wisdom, like this card is showing here, deeper awareness. And it's kind of like, I always think of, a video game when you beat the boss and you're able to kind of like or unlock the next level, you move up. You've kind of reached that point right now, is what this is telling me. It's also expressing that the universe allows its blessings to be available to anyone who seeks the knowledge and wisdom. So maybe you've been seeking this knowledge, this wisdom, you've been trying to learn and apply new things into your life, and now you're seeing the fruits of that. You're leveling up and you're seeing how it's all unfolding, how it's all playing out for you, and you're connecting with the idea that everything is one. You're connecting with the idea of the wholeness of the universal mind. So you might be right now entering either, material gain or some type of spiritual happiness or emotional security. It's a time for rebirth, a renewal. But this resistance right here that's coming up for you has to do with you maybe holding on to something, whether you have to forgive or respect a situation, yourself, someone else. I'm even sensing that this could be respect you owe to yourself. You've been on a journey, you've been learning, you've been acquiring knowledge, and your reality is presenting to you ways that you can level up, and you're scared. You might feel like you're second guessing yourself because you feel like you're not perfect yet. It's kind of like if you haven't fully realized this potential, because this is kind of like blocking you and in your way. But it's right there for you. You just have to address this little, whatever this is that's happening over here. because there's no completion without overcoming the challenge. You have to take ownership how you have contributed to the problem and how you have attracted, any of this energy. Maybe you need to practice forgiveness, self-forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself. There's something that you're holding on to. So it's time for you to take ownership on something. It's a time for forgiveness, a time for letting go, a time for allowing this good energy to flow into your life. It's like right there at your gate, but it's like you haven't opened your gate though because of this. This is something that you have to address in order to get this influx of positivity into your life and spiritual well-being.
And to reap the benefits of the work you've put in.
Maybe something someone did, a situation, you don't want to let go of it, you don't want to stop holding them accountable for it, but you have to see, well, how did I contribute to this? Treat this situation with compassion, because maybe somebody hurt you deeply and you hold it against that person.
But you have to understand that forgiveness is not only for the other person, but it is for you. This is something you need to release for your own good.
So it's taking the wound that you suffered and turning it into a badge of honor and moving forward with what you learned from that situation and taking that wisdom with you and moving forward. I'll pull an oracle card for my fellow Leos. Whew. Okay, well, those two came out. So we got the Cloak of Christ and Sacred Union. The Cloak of Christ is number 4, so that number may be of significance to you, and Sacred Union is number 19. So number 19 or 10 or 1 may be of significance. So for the Cloak of Christ, it says, you are tired. Your soul has been ravaged inside and out, and you are succumbing to struggle that is not karmic or necessary, but is a symptom of fatigue and weariness of heart, mind, body, and soul. It is something that is plaguing you. Maybe it's an anxiety that you can't quite pin down, and it is not as powerful as you fear. You're being given a grace here and now that it may be overcome. Remember, your reactions are a symptom of your exhaustion and a sign that you need restoration. It's not so much a sign that something must be done as it is a sign that something must be received and allowed. You have to let go. Let go of this controlling energy that you have. That something is healing made possible through divine protection. So this cloak is a sacred container that places your body and soul within the loving energy of the Christ consciousness. This unconditionally loving energy is not limited to the being bearing its name, but is shared by many holy ones. There may be a person, place, thing, or belief that has come to be like a manacle around your wrist or an iron ball, preventing you from moving forward with grace you have earned spiritually. You're being empowered here to shed that. Don't hesitate. Let yourself be cloaked in this Christ energy and receive the spiritual assistance that you deserve. The unfolding of your life purpose is taking a turn for the better, and your energy is required to fuel that new life. Just remember that whenever you are asked to release something, it is because the divine wishes to fill our hearts and hands with more. Don't hold on to scraps for fear that the feast will be denied to you. Use your nose and smell the feast awaiting you. So that is the Cloak of Christ. Is pretty much offering you protection, telling you to let go, stop holding on to things, and just feel protected. And then for the Sacred Union, the message is This oracle comes to you as a sign of that which is to come, and also as a confirmation of your spiritual journey thus far. You have been working to integrate masculine and feminine energies within. You have been attempting to find the balance between living a surrendered life and leading from the heart, and then knowing when to take the initiative to set something in motion, when to put your body, mind, and soul into getting your shoulder behind something to push. You have been working hard to surrender attachment to plans and how you think things should go. Instead, you have intended to show it up for what it is, to seek out the genius of life through unconditional acceptance instead of judging and fearing, resisting what is, as though it were a big mistake, perhaps caused by ignorance within. No, you do not seek to hide from love anymore. You have been learning how to embrace it and allow it to embrace you. What a journey you're taking. You are growing, you are evolving, you are making genuine shifts in consciousness that are allowing you to change the way you are in the world, to become freer, more loving, wilder, more divine. Keep believing in the inner healing path you are traveling with such success. Accept this confirmation and acknowledgement close to your heart and keep traveling along your path of love. There is destiny at play in matters of the heart. There is heart healing and a letting go of past obstructions, suffering, or misunderstandings. You could say in a way that the great cosmic matchmaker has taken up your cause. If you are already in a relationship, expect that there will be healing of that relationship in whatever way needed. You may have no sense of how it is all going to play out, but it will result in a deepening of commitment. And it will certainly result in a deepening of your own commitment to love. Let go of your grip. Do not hold on to a particular person, to a particular fear or fantasy. Instead, open your arms as if expecting your lover to run straight into them. For what could be more perfect than the divinely sanctioned relationship entering into your life? It is likely through romance, but it could be through soul-satisfying partnership, the soul for whom you have been waiting so your life path and heart-inspired work can continue to develop. It could be through the presence of a child, or even a coming together of your own inner masculine and feminine, so that you finally have a clear sense of your purpose in life and the means through which to take action on it. No matter what has been, what has succeeded, and what has appeared, what has been loved and what has been lost, there is only one truth that will prevail, and that is love. Do not stand back from it. Do not put yourself aside. Turn down your eyes and pretend you can't be seen by the world. Claim the love that is your divine birthright, and know that sacred union is yours. I hope that you overcome. I know you will, and I hope that this reading has been of service to you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you for the full moon reading. Much love to you guys. Bye. Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your new moon in Cancer reading. This new moon is a special one because along with the new moon, we are also going to be having a solar eclipse. So it's definitely going to be a powerful one. So let's see what's coming up for you guys during these times. What may be some things that are holding you back, some things you need to focus on, ways that you need to cleanse. I feel like these astrological events are going to they're going to set the tone for the rest of the year. Okay, Sagittarius, this one wanted to come out. Let me cleanse the space. You can use this time to take a deep breath. And may you get whatever you need out of this. So far you got 5 of water, Emperor, and 9 of air. It seems that you are experiencing a bit of sadness. You may be experiencing grief, feelings of depression, low energy, and that's okay. We are in Cancer season, but Cancer can be a very emotional sign. So maybe right now you're just deeply feeling these emotions. And while it is okay to just allow yourself to feel the emotions, let it wash through you so that it can cleanse out. I also see that a lot of this is probably coming from your own self-limitations, your own limiting mind constructs. Like it's self-imposed. It's things that aren't really a reality, things that aren't actually happening, but that you're very caught up in mentally and you're worried about. And so it may be causing these feelings. It's possible that these feelings are stemming from a person who you feel is a figure of authority in your life, maybe someone from work, a boss, or a father figure. It also is the Aries card, so it can possibly be coming from an Aries person. Maybe right now you're in a place where you're feeling unstable and not really secure in your life. You're not really feeling on top of things, and it's causing you stress and sadness, but it definitely is self-imposed. I feel like maybe now is a time when you should be taking a break, or the universe is trying to give you space for you to have more freedom to explore yourself or your passions, or to give time to things that can heal you, whether it's things that are going to physically heal you or things that are going to make you a happier person within. Maybe you're so used to working or having a different type of structure that you may not have right now. And because of that, you feel a lack. You feel like, wait, something is wrong. This isn't normal. I'm not in my natural element. This isn't how I normally do things. You're feeling some type of limitation, but it's a limitation that is self-imposed. If the universe is giving you time and space to be freer and more fluid, it's because that's what you need right now. So just accept what the universe is giving you and try to see why that is. What is it that you need to put your focus on and attention on? Let's pull some clarifier cards on the Emperor. I'm gonna pull a clarifier card to see, for the Emperor card, to see what exactly is this pertaining to. We can get a little bit more insight. You definitely need to just allow more love in your life right now. Oh my goodness. My cards just all fell. No. But like I was saying, right now is definitely a time. As I'm saying, you need to allow more love in your life. This card fell on the floor. So yes, love. Instead of focusing on sadness and problems and things that are going wrong and lack, focus on love. Focus on things that make you feel good, make you happy. Be happy that you have some extra time on your hands. What can you do? You can take that morning yoga class that you never could go to, you never could take. You can go to the beach on in the middle of the week. We can journal, reflect, meditate, have a cup of tea on the couch reading one of your favorite books in the middle of the afternoon instead of being at work or dealing, having a super structured life. Take a break. All right. I don't know. These cards are, I feel like they're stiff. I don't think that they want, I'm going to use this deck for the clarifier for the Emperor. Okay, got one right out. The other deck didn't want to talk to me, but this one did. Ace of Vessels. Oh my goodness. Okay. I just got the chills, you guys. Because when I picked up this deck initially, a card flew out and it was the Ace of Cups, Ace of Water. And I put it back because I hadn't set out my intention yet that I wanted the clarifier to be for the Emperor. So I'm like, no, I'm going to put it back. And so that's what prompted me to tell you guys that you need to allow more love into your life. And then that's when the love card fell out that I showed you. And then this deck just became really, really stiff and hard to shuffle. That's why I moved to this one. And what comes out? Ace of Vessels. Same card that came out up here first that I put back. So that translates to the Ace of Cups. So Ace of Cups. You need to become in touch with your desires. What are you curious about? What would you like to know more about, learn about? This is a time to feel into your emotions. You're experiencing sadness because you have this influx of emotion, but redirect it. You have been suppressing your emotions, and that has led you to become detached. You have to keep your emotional energy balanced so that you can feel healthy and have a loving interaction with everybody. Maybe right now is also a time where you may be feeling stress due to people. Maybe you feel like people are bringing on this stress. But if you can harness your emotions in a positive way right now, you could deal with these irrational and sometimes destructive energies that others try to impose on you. It would be easier to deal with. Right now is a time for you to retain ancient wisdom. It's a time for you to reawaken. You see how that water pours down? It's time for you to take this wisdom and drink out of the fountain. Take the advice. It's time to find your inner joy, inner peace. Whoever can bring you this, try to spend as much time as you can with them, whether it's your friends, some family, whoever brings out this lightness, this love, this softness. Be with them, because this is the energy that you need more of. You need to focus on the things that you love, the things that make you feel good. Eat the food you want to eat. Don't go crazy now. Stay healthy on me, please. But, feel good about yourself. Eat healthy. Go to places that make you feel good. Allow more of that energy to come through. And it could materialize in the form of gifts and opportunities and synchronistic events. So that's a clarifier for that. All right, so I'm going to pull 3 more cards for you. What else comes up for you during this new moon in Cancer and solar eclipse? There, got my 3 cards. Okay, they all flew out. All right, so I got, excuse me while I reach for them. All right, so I got the Two of Bows, Page of Arrows, and King of Bows. So the problem is that you aren't connected right now to your subconscious senses. So you aren't connected to your true desires. You need to move to a space where there's more love, more positivity flowing in your everyday, so that you can feel inspired to make a decision where you want to take positive action. There's so much potential energy that you can be using right now, but you just need to manage and direct that energy in a more efficient way. It's a time right now to reform your whole life. Your whole life is resetting. You need to make the first moves on that resetting. There's an area that you need to take control in. You need to make a decision, make a choice, so that you can allow forward momentum to flow naturally. And this could be in anything. This could be maybe a new career move for you, and anything. New relationship, new people that you surround yourself with. It can be that you need to move, actually physically move. Or it can also just be new mental processes that need to take effect. But you need to let go of this old one over here that's causing you all of this grief, so that you can make space for the new to come in. These healing energies that are coming to you, you need to direct those energies so that it can shift and shape your new destiny path. Right now you're at a crossroads. So once you can successfully make this decision, a whole new paradigm of possibilities will open up to you. And you'll be just, I keep pulling this card, and you'll be just like that deer right there, drinking out of all of these new possibilities that are at your disposal. But you need to have responsible management of these energies so that they can reach their full potential. This Page of Arrows is the determination that you need to have so that you can think and plan everything through and bring this wisdom and understanding to the situation. It's a new idea, a realization. You need to allow it to come in. It wants to come in, but it's kind of like you're actively blocking it. Shift so you can allow this wisdom. So with this King of Bows, you're gonna need the energy to take this wisdom and actually do something with it, do something meaningful with it. You need to stand up and take control of your life. Don't sit around and feel like a victim of what other people are putting out into your reality or what other people are presenting to you, and just be consumed and allow it to absorb you and take over you. You need to take control over your life. Stand up, take charge, and have the strength to resolve this and allow this wisdom that wants to reach you in. You're the King of Bows. This is a fire card. You're a fire sign, Sagittarius. Make your mark. Be assertive where you need to be. Be enthusiastic. Get in touch with your self-esteem, with that fire, with that passion inside of you. Embody this energy, this king of bows, and take dominance. These are all baby energies compared to this strong and powerful energy that wants to come through so that you can make a change, start a whole new ways of something, start a whole new something. Get the wisdom, the clarity that you need. And don't take no for an answer. It is time for you to move from these energies and into a place of control. Remember, Sag, you are abundant. You're ruled by Jupiter. You're naturally a very lucky sign. Tap into your expansive energy and create something wonderful. It's time to get out of your own way, okay? Don't let all of the naysayers and the judgmental people and, don't let all of that affect you anymore. Be around those that bring out the best in you. It's a very emotional time. It's okay to feel the feelings. Let it flow. Cry if you need to cry. Let it cleanse out. Release it. But then be done with it. Be very precise about who you let into your space. Surround yourself with those that make you happy. Your life is taking a whole new direction. One that you're fully in control of. So you already know it's going to be something you love, something you're passionate about, something you desire. I also wanted to say to spend time in nature with this card. I don't know, just go out in nature, be by the water, pay attention to the synchronicities, to the signs. Pay attention, okay? Because this information, this idea, wisdom is coming, okay? You just have to receive it. So pay attention. All right, guys. So that was your reading for new moon in Cancer as well as the solar eclipse. It is looking really good for you guys. It's okay to feel down in the dumps sometimes. That's the nature of life, ebb and flow of emotions, the ebb and flow of life. It's time to let it go and flow into what's new. That in and out breath, that ebb and flow, that cycle. It's time for you to move out of this and into this creative power, direction, passionate, fiery energy, taking charge, taking control, and leaving all of that other stuff behind. Okay, guys? I hope this reading served you. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys for the full moon. Bye, Sag.